Hello, welcome to Verbling, www.verbling.com. Hi, I'm teacher Oakley, and I'm going to be doing a short presentation uh, for those of you who may be thinking about going to school or may already have plans to go to school in another country, particularly United States, but also Europe or Canada. Some pointers that maybe you can use if you've never experienced going to school in another country. Uh, I'm going to share some tips with you and absolutely open it up for questions. Anything you want to know about university life in the United States or American culture, just dealing with it. If you have plans like to go to the United States, feel free to ask me questions after I do my little presentation here. Welcome to the class. Carlos, hello.
Hello again, teacher.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing okay. Having
Great.
a slight computer problem. My screen is flickering. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Okay, hello, Igor.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Super. Just my computer's not doing great. I'm looking at a black screen half the time. Can you see me right now, for example, or does it keep going black?
No, it's all right. It's just
Okay.
as if your lights are off, so you're a little bit dimmed.
Okay,
But
I
I
see.
can see you.
That's because every time my screen goes black, the reflected light disappears. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm working like a blind man. Okay, your teacher's blind today, but I can still talk. Hello, Tony.
Hi, hello, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Where are you from, Tony?
I am from Japan.
Excellent. Nice
Okay.
Christmas tree there in your photo.
Yes. Yeah.
Japanese Christmas tree.
It's
Okay.
not American Christmas tree.
Okay. Well, it's great. Hello, Teresa, outside the classroom. Come on in and join us. There's still time. And hello to Raphael, who has joined us in the classroom.
And hello, I think it's my first class with you.
Ah, okay. Well, aren't you in for a treat? Yeah, right. Okay. Well, what I'm doing is I've put together a PowerPoint, and I thought I'd run it and try it with you guys here at Verbling. In case anyone was interested, there's just some general points for those who might be going to university in another country. Particularly, I'm American, so you know it's kind of maybe biased as to going to school in America, and I certainly know a lot more about university in America. But any case, hopefully you'll find it interesting. You'll get some points, and maybe there'll be some points for any travelers who are planning on traveling to other countries as well, not just students. So I think I'll get started. My plan is here to do the PowerPoint, kind of talk through the points. I might ask you for feedback as we go along. I don't know. And then I will definitely give time for questions at the end. Okay, so I'm going to do a little screen share here with you. Alrighty, here we go. What you need to know before you go. Okay, do you pack like I pack? This is how I pack when I'm traveling. Definitely.
Do you always have to cram all this stuff into your suitcase?
Most certainly. And when I come back, it's even worse, Igor, actually. Yes, absolutely true. Okay. All right. Here are some points I'd like to share with you. If you're going to university in the United States, it may be different than what you're used to in your country, of course, educational systems and cultures and societies are different. So here's some points that could help you. Okay, stay in contact with your professors. Okay, this is a very good point because at least in America, professors will give time. Usually it's a normal procedure for them to give time, say between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. I'm available for any students to talk to about any problems, concerns. If you need an extension on your paper, something like that. Normally, in American universities or colleges, this is normal practice. Also, professors, some countries I realize professors are like the untouchables, and you can't really talk to them. But American professors are pretty down to earth, and they're willing to talk to you just strolling across campus, or if you see them in the coffee shop. In general, I think American professors are extremely laid back, relaxed, and laid back.
That's not what my friend says.
Really? Really?
Yes, yes. He said that they are kind of gods and you cannot talk to them. They are
Really?
Untouchable. Yes.
Really?
New York.
I think
Really?
it depends on the person.
Okay.
Kind of person.
He
Interesting.
said that it's something general in the university that he studies, and I don't remember the name of the university, but
Oh, that's too
the
bad.
U.S.
I was hoping you'd give me the name so I could badmouth them right here in public. I went to two universities because I got 2 degrees, and I found the opposite to be true. But maybe I'm just, I don't know. People like me. Okay, I could be wrong, but I am right about the fact that professors generally give hours where you can speak with them about your concerns. Okay, well, all right. People are people. Take that as you may. Get mobile numbers of classmates. This is very true. This may or may not be normal where you go to school in your native country, but okay, Raphael may disagree on this too, but generally American classmates were always willing to let me see their notes from lectures or whatever if I was sick.
Just to clarify, I'm not the one who is saying that. I'm just
Okay.
Sharing my friend's opinion.
Okay, that's cool. It's cool, man. All right. But anyway, it's a good idea to get numbers from your classmates, in case something comes up. Things happen in life, If you miss a vital lecture before an exam, it's a good idea to have some buddies. Of course, get numbers of classmates who are actually good students. That would help. Okay, here's a possible resource for you all here. www.ratemyprofessor.com. Now, if you want to figure out what the students actually think of the professors in their particular American university, anyway, this is a website where students will actually rate the professors, talk about their teaching styles, how much homework, how strict they are with everything from how much they value class participation to all kinds of things there. And I guess this is where you would find out if this professor thought he was a god. You could find out because other students are going to tell you. There's a resource there for you. This is very valuable when picking classes because American universities, you have options of what professor you take quite often, especially in the bigger universities. So if you can sign up early, remember classes fill up early. There's another tip. Don't waste time signing up for classes. Do it as soon as possible. So this could help you. If you have a decision between 3 professors for the same biology 101 class, this could help out. Okay, working part-time, okay, for people who are coming from other countries, if you may have to work part-time. A couple things about this. Well, it's really hard to work and study, but besides that, some of us have to do what we have to do. And usually the student union will help you out, if not even administration. Most universities have student work programs where you can work at the university and they will totally help you out with any paperwork, government work you have to do. You will need to get a Social Security card in the United States, but I do know that it just takes a matter of days to get a Social Security card. It doesn't take months, and it's very, very simple. You go in, you fill out some paperwork, sign it, and it takes 5 minutes, and then just a matter of days later, you're legal to work. And pretty much, as long as you're already a student, you have a student visa, you're probably going to be okay to work. Okay, last bullet point here. Don't buy books in a bookshop. This is really gold. Amazon, of course, is a source. Student union is possible. Local secondhand bookstores are always around universities in the United States. They sort of grow like fungus around universities, and they generally are always going to have textbooks.
May I add something?
Sure, yeah.
Here at the universities in Russia, you don't have to buy your own books.
Oh.
They just give them. They
That's
just
nice.
have a base of those books, like a library. And if you're a student, you just go to a library and they give you all the books you will need
That's
for the year.
nice. That's really
But you
nice.
need to return them at the end of the year. And if you ruined one book or lost it, you will have to pay, but only in that case.
Oh, that is awesome. Really, that's awesome. In American universities, you have to buy your textbooks, and if you buy them brand new in the college university bookshop, for example, they are going to be steep. I mean, really expensive. You buy a novel at the local Barnes and Noble, it's going to cost you 10, 15 bucks. You buy a textbook, you're looking at 150 bucks.
I know they're real. The funny thing is, although you don't need to buy books at university, but they don't usually have a local library if you're a school student, if you're at school.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
if you're at school, you usually would have to buy those books. But there are schools that have these local libraries, but they're
Right.
not required by law. It's like for the university, it is a law that you have to give books to your students, but at school, it's up to the particular school.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
That's
Yeah.
the same in Brazil.
Really? That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you study in a private school or a private university, you need to buy everything. But if you are in a public
Okay.
one, it's easier because you have the books and then you can return it.
Yeah, that's awesome. My freshman year, I just bought the books out of the university bookshop, and it cost me a fortune. But I learned after as well, not just books, but in university there are definitely going to be bulletin boards, like by the library, probably by the cafeteria, student union, anywhere where students hang out. It's very common to see a bulletin board where people post like personal advertisements, just printed out from the computer, and it's very common to find textbooks, to find a couch if you need it, a bed, a roommate, pretty much anything. Just like real life in university, if you know people, that's always handy too. If you have some friends, for example, who have the same major as you and they're a year ahead of you, that's really handy because they have all your books already.
I just wanted to to add, uh, it's not like in Brazil here. It's like a private university still is obliged by the law to provide
Nice,
books to students.
nice.
And also here, private universities are not regarded as good as uh, state universities. State universities is really a better thing to learn at, to be educated at.
Let me ask you a follow-up question to that. Books, okay, they're a big expense, but how about food?
Well, this is another thing. In school, they usually feed you. You just need to compensate about 30% of this of their total price of what you're going to eat, and the other 70% is paid by the government. But in universities, you
Okay.
will have to buy your own food.
Wow.
But
Okay.
all other equipment, like books, or if it's, I don't know, like some university of nuclear resources, you will be provided with all sufficient equipment.
Yeah. In the United States, there's usually a choice of meal plans. Like
Yes, exactly.
if you just want breakfast and dinner, you can get that meal plan, or just 5 days a week, or there's options. Yeah. Carlos,
Yeah,
that's
here
Yeah,
there are
yes.
plans too, but you
Actually,
will have to pay 100% for them.
all right.
It's
Carlos?
all the university.
yeah, actually, I got transferred to a United States university.
Yeah.
So I'm moving out to the US this Sunday.
Awesome.
Yeah, and they are offering me a meal plan, but it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So I prefer to buy my own food.
Carlos, that's why I got a part-time job working in a restaurant, so I could
Yeah.
eat for free.
Yeah, exactly.
No joke. Yeah, I'm not even kidding about that. It's a strategy, you know. Maybe it's not your thing, but it is a strategy. Uh, okay. Okay, let's move on. All right. All universities are going to have a student ID card of one sort or another. You may be able to use that, or they may have another kind of student discount card. You need to inquire about this, maybe the student union. But obviously, you know, Americans are, you know, they want your money, so they're going to offer discounts, and they're going to try to get students to use their travel service, their hotels, I don't know, admission to the zoo, what have you. You can often get discounts for all of that stuff. Old people and students get discounts in America. This is very common for everything, including public transportation. So be aware of that. You can save yourself some bucks, save yourself some money. I believe in Europe it's the same. I'm not 100% sure.
It is the same here.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here they give you a student passport, and with those you
Yeah,
can.
right.
You're not exactly. If it's public transportation, you will pay the same price, but you can buy a monthly. I don't know, like we call it a monthly ticket.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
United States, same thing.
We have the price.
Everybody can do that. In the United States, any city, New York, LA, wherever you go, they have different. Again, it's America. They like to give you options and different plans. You can buy month-long, unlimited. You can buy 3 months unlimited. They have different plans, but generally there's also a student discount that you can get.
Also, at the university, I learned that there was a local dining room, and in that room, if you show your passport, your student passport, you're going to have a discount of 5%. You were going to have a discount of 5%.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's policy school to school. But yeah, generally most people who go to the school cafeterias have a meal plan. But you can also buy a la carte. But you can also buy a la carte means piece by piece if you want. Um, what? Yeah. Uh, uh, Teresa, yes, you have a question. I guess you could type it in over there. Sure, go ahead. Oh, you're talking to Peter. All right. Conversation going on. I can't really see it because of my screen. Okay. Next little bullet point of advice, don't be shy, join in. Okay. I know that the education and school culture is a lot different in different parts of the world. In the United States, there's a huge social element. Most kids in the high school participate in some kind of something. Drama club. There's drama clubs. There's athletics. There's I don't know, chess club. If you're a computer club, who knows? There's twice as much in university. There's a lot of stuff going on all the time. And you should take advantage of it because a lot of times you get, free trips to the museum. You may free movies. Who knows? You never know what cool stuff you can do, and if you're making friends, that's going to help you out a lot. Some people may homestay. Carlos, are you going to homestay, or are you staying in a dormitory?
Yeah, in a dorm with our two roommates. Yeah.
Two roommates. Oh yeah. Have fun, Carlos.
I know.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, nothing wrong with a dormitory, but I had fun living in a dormitory. But anyway, if you happen to homestay, of course, obviously you want to be courteous. You want to join in family activities. One really nice thing you can do, if you happen to be doing this, is prepare a home-cooked meal from your country, something which is native to your country. Just a suggestion, okay? Really nice thing to do. I'm sure it'll be much appreciated. I will tell you that there's a lot of student exchange programs in the United States, and pretty much everybody went to school with someone from somewhere else, Norway or Sudan or who knows, anywhere. So it's not that unusual, and I know I've had friends who homestayed, and basically their American family became like their second family. So, that's a very nice thing if that works out. Okay, staying in a dormitory. All right, you know the drill. Keep your room clean. Be neat. All right, be helpful. All right, I don't need to beat that one to death. You know how to be polite to people. It'll pay dividends. Okay, this is not an American university. This is a Chinese university. American university will never look like this. Wow.
They must know a lot of things.
Yeah, is that not a wild photograph, actually? I'm just blown away by this picture. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is yeah. That's all I'm going to say. American University, you tend to bring only the books you need. Perhaps you have a backpack with whatever you need for your next 1, 2, 3 classes, whatever.
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have a library on your desk.
It was as we say here. This was a creative mess.
Yeah, creative mess. We say the same thing in English, actually. Or we say it's organized chaos. That's another one is my favorite. What do you mean? I know right where everything is. This is organized chaos. Yeah, okay. Okay, I originally did this PowerPoint for Chinese students, but in case there's any Chinese students watching, Chinese classes tend to be longer with more assignments. There's a lot of pressure, I know. A lot of pressure. Many, I'm here in Asia. I live in the Philippines now, so I have a lot of experience with working with Asians. I don't think you guys are Asians, but in Asia, there's so much pressure at school, and if you miss a class, you're going to have to report to somebody, and they will scold you, even if you're a university student. I just want to say that this does not happen in university in the United States. If you miss a class, no one's going to come find you. Not at all. It's
Are
up
they
to
still
you.
going to inform you or anybody else? Like
Well,
your
you can lose, part of your score because some professors use. Now this depends on the university, depends on the professor, but some of them use class interaction as part of their scoring. So obviously, if you don't go to class, this is going to affect your grade.
At my university, if you missed more than 30% of a particular class, then you in no way are going to get the high score, even if you cram all of that. But no, you will not get a high score.
Well, it will affect your score, but no one's going to discipline you. No one's going to scold you. No one's going to tell you you really need to go to class. In Asian universities, a lot of times they really hold your hand. In American universities, you're on your own. You're an adult. You make your own decisions, and you're basically.
Here, what they did, if you miss a class, they send a message to you to your phone, and if you missed more than 50% of all the classes in the university, you are just notified that you were kicked out.
Really? No kidding.
Well, if you can go there and beg them to give you another chance, and usually it works. But if it keeps happening, like second time or third time, then they just kick you out.
Okay. Interesting. In the U.S., you're pretty much on your own completely, but again, you should go to classes because it will affect your scores a lot of the time, most of the time. Okay. Classes overseas, meaning Europe and America and Canada, tend to be shorter. That's true unless you have a lab class, and then that can be an hour and a half or 2-hour class. Depends. Definitely, comparatively to many educational systems, there's a lot more emphasis on group work and students' general performance and participation. Teaching styles are varied, and Okay, you're gonna run into one professor who just likes to lecture, and he doesn't care, and maybe he acts unapproachable and he acts like he's God. And your next professor in your next class sits down with the students, not in front of the class, and just talks to them the whole class. I mean, the styles are completely different, and I have definitely experienced this. Absolutely different styles. And then you go to your third class, and he just wants to present like movies and slideshows, and I don't know. It can be, who knows. There are definitely varied styles, and so what was I saying in the beginning of the class? Varied styles, varied professors. That's true. Definitely, maybe this doesn't apply to you guys, but in many Asian schools, basically, they're not really taught to think about the answer. They're just given the answer and told to memorize it and take a test. This is not how it really works in Europe and the United States. That you have to figure it out. You have to do research. You have to decide what you want to do to complete the paper or complete the assignment or do the project or figure out what experiment you want to do in a lab class. Um, it's kind of up to you. You're not just told what to do and here's the answer. That doesn't.
Here it's a little bit different. That they don't usually tell you the answer, but they give anything you need to figure out the answer at
Mhm.
class. You don't really need to find it on your own. But they they're just a guide, but they give everything you need at classes to figure out an answer.
Yeah.
And also, if you just cram everything and you just go there telling what was written in the book, then they just give you an F and say, go and think for yourself.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's somewhat similar. I personally, I spent a lot of time in the library doing research and looking up things. Some professors, again, there's different styles. Some professors give you a list. Here's suggested reading. Other professors just totally throw you to the wolves and say, figure it out for yourself. Okay? Deal with it. All right? We're talking about interplanetary movement of comets, and, you know, I want you to explain some new theories about it. Go. Report back to me Monday. Go. Goodbye. And that's all the guidance you get. Okay. Students are expected to think outside the box, be self-motivated and curious, of course. This also falls into student participation. Carlos, I hope you get a dorm room like this. This does not in any way resemble my dorm room.
Hopefully it will be like that.
That would be awesome, dude. I would kill someone for a dorm room.
Beer bottles.
Yeah, empty beer bottles and the smell of old stale beer and maybe urine. Oh yeah, great. Forget about it. Forget about it. No, this is not real. Possibly. Okay, this may be an RA's room. That's what my first idea when I saw this. Do you know what an RA is, Carlos?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Recreation and study.
Resident assistants. He's basically, so if you have a floor, say on your floor there are 20 rooms, all right, 40 students or more. He's the guy in charge of your floor, all right? He gets paid or there's some kind of deal he has with the university, whatever. He may get a room like this because he's going to have the best room because basically he's in charge. He's the guy you go to if you have a problem with your roommate or if the shower's not working or if there's no hot water or, you know, blah, 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 blah. Any problems like the heat's not working in your room, aircon, whatever. You just saw a rat in your room. Go talk to the RA. Find out who he is immediately. Carlos, he'll introduce himself to you right away, first day anyway. They always do. They make a point of it. They want to know who are the troublemakers on their floor as soon as they can.
Perfect.
Yeah. You forget about seeing a bathroom in your room. That's not going to happen. That's a dream. You'll be sharing a bathroom, no question about that. Anyway, this is a pretty nice dorm room right here. I would go for this, but probably
not. Advertisement.
Yeah, this is an advertisement. You might see this one in the brochure, but in reality, yeah, probably not. Okay.
Maybe they do have one of these.
One.
At the dormitory, but nobody lives there.
Yeah, it's a model.
Yeah, just to show the new rivals what they're going to have.
Right. They show it to the student orientation who are deciding if they want to go to the university. Right. Okay. Dormitory, sublet apartments. God, there's so many sublet apartments around a university. Homestay. You can live off campus. It depends, university to university. It completely depends on their rules. Where I went to school, you had to live on campus. You had to live, unless you lived in the area and you lived with your parents, you had to live in the dormitory your first year, but then you could move out and live off campus starting in your second year.
Here you can you're only required to live in campus if it's some kind of a military academy.
Oh, really? The
Yeah.
whole time? Yeah, most
Yeah, the
most
whole time.
most American universities and European universities allow you to live off campus, but sometimes they make you stay a year. Sometimes I've heard of 2 years. I don't know. Case to case. You have to
We have a
figure that
different
out.
rule here in Brazil. You
Yeah.
can only live on campus if your home is very far from the university. If it's
Oh.
close, you're not allowed.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Even that.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, here they give you a choice where you want to live. It's usually if your university is a long way from your home, then you just live in a dormitory. But if your university is not so far from your home, then you usually choose homestay. But you can still choose a dormitory as well.
Uh-huh.
The reason why we do it like that is because we don't pay anything to stay, to live in the university, or we
Aha.
don't pay anything. So for you to have a chance to live there, you need to show reasons why you need to
Yeah.
stay there.
Well, that's
Okay.
logical.
We don't pay either here for dormitory.
Okay.
We just pay for the university.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, again, just like in American universities, you pay for the food, you pay for the books, you pay for the dormitory, you pay for everything. So,
America is a country of payment.
yeah, it certainly is. You have no idea. Yeah, and then payment in taxes. You really, you have no idea. Somebody's got to pay for that enormous military. So, anyway, okay. Student officer, an RA officer, an RA guy. If you have roommates that are driving you nuts, talk to your RA. If you, there are always lots of apartments, and many students will get an apartment together, and there's very normal to have a 4-bedroom apartment rented for, I don't know, $600 between 4 people. Everyone pays $150 a month, something like that. Totally, I'm just giving that as an example. In different parts of the country, in the United States, places to live, how much you pay for an apartment is drastically different depending on where you are. You're in New York City, it's going to be mighty expensive. And you probably be living in a closet if you want to live off campus. Okay, there are housing agencies. Here's something that's not true everywhere. Realtors or real estate agents also rent apartments, and they even do sublet apartments, meaning that somebody rents it and then they rent it to you. That's a sublet apartment. So you can also, and they're super easy to find, just look for them online or whatever. Okay, also, this part too, don't believe too good to be true flyers, too good to be true. Yes, there will be kind of, yeah, well, there will be kind of, they want your money, okay? Your the student population is huge. It's a lot of people from different places, and yeah, so there will be kind of scams. Be aware of that.
A good example of that is that dormitory on the picture.
Yeah, for example, the picture. Exactly. Well, this goes without saying, the final point here, be careful. choosing a roommate, well, duh. If you don't smoke, then don't have a smoking roommate. You know, it's a good idea to know the people before you move in together, which is absolutely true. Okay, getting around. Beep beep. Um, okay, taxis are ridiculous. Forget taxis. I'm just gonna just say that. You don't want to take taxis everywhere. That's crazy. There's public buses. Even small cities in the United States have public bus systems, trams, trains, bicycles. A great thing to do is what worked great for me anyway.
If I may,
Yeah.
we have this famous story. Like there was this really small city. It was like an hour of walking through it, and you could cross it from one end to the other. And there,
Okay.
a woman opened the taxi service, and it ended up everybody uses those taxis because they were so cheap, and no one used the public transport now. Anyone were using taxis. It was cheaper and faster.
Okay.
And more comfortable.
Nguyen has joined us, and he is driving a taxi as he's looking at his smartphone. Hello, Nguyen. Welcome to the class. Also, hello, Luis. I'm sorry I didn't say hello earlier. I got excited. Hello.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, Nguyen.
Thanks.
Hey, man. Identity student pass or whatever, you're going to be on the bus or the subway system. I was mentioning a great way, depending on where you are, of course, great way to get around is often by bicycle. In America, there are usually bike paths. There are separate lanes for bicycles, so it's not so dangerous as driving down through the cars and trucks. So bikes are great, plus you stay healthy. Of course, bikes can be expensive depending on what you think. But again, I mentioned you can pretty much get used anything in the area around a university. So you can look for a used bike. Maybe pick one up for very, very cheap, 10 or 20 bucks. There you go.
I butt in again.
Yeah.
Here, using bicycles is not a very good choice because everybody are going to just laugh at you for using bicycles. They see,
really?
Yeah, it looks like everybody thinks that using bicycles as a means of transportation is not solid. It's like you're going to be marked like a poor man.
Oh, a status symbol.
Yeah, like you can still use bicycles, but just for pleasure, you know.
Right.
But if you use them as
any campus I've ever seen in the United States, there's always like rows of bicycle racks, tons of bicycles where people pull up to go to classes. This is very common.
Also, there is this picture that is found to be really ridiculous. It's when a man in a suit is riding bicycle.
Oh yeah, I like that. Where I live in the Philippines, I don't know, plenty of people ride bicycles.
Teacher,
yeah.
In fact, in the university that I'm going to, they have like a bikes program, so they give you a bike for free. So,
excellent. I was going to mention that more and more universities are doing this. Thank you for mentioning that. Absolutely, this is becoming more and more common. It's a trend now. They have like shared bikes. You mean, right? They're all painted one color or something, and you can just
yellow. Yeah.
Yellow. They're yellow. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Cruise them around. Great idea, in my opinion. So, yeah, that can be very handy. Here's a website, whether you're going to university or you're just planning on traveling. This is great. This is around the world taxi fare finder, complete with communications, I believe, and you can find actually real taxis. This works for everywhere. For traveling, okay, so you don't get the... We all know that there's plenty of people scamming in taxis all around the world. Not so much in the United States. You don't have to worry about that too much.
Do you have dishonest taxi drivers out there who overcharge tourists on a regular basis?
It happens. I won't say it doesn't happen, but I think it's fairly rare. I've never been scammed in the United States. Where I live now in the Philippines, yeah, it's super common. Of course. If you're obviously not Filipino, then they're definitely going to try to gouge you. But if you know basically what the prices are, they'll back down. So, yeah.
Here, how do they call them? Taxi ventures.
Taxi. Nice.
They just go to an airport or to railway, and they just look for the tourist, and they just say them that it's going to cost 3 times more than usual to them.
Yeah,
and they usually pay because they just don't know.
They don't know. Yeah, it happens all over the world. Yeah, absolutely. I admit it's happened to me before when I was traveling. It happens. Then you find out later, but oh well, lesson learned. Again, I mentioned already, get a travel pass. Students get a reduced rate. Maybe you can walk if it's a small place. There are often walking tours. Of course, be aware of where you are. All right, you're going to the United States. If you're going to Los Angeles, there are places you don't want to walk around at night. For example, just not a smart idea. Yeah. Well, basically, that's it. Okay. They look happy, right? They're all happy. They're going to have fun.
It's a fake smile.
You think that's a fake smile? Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Oh, they are. They just got at the university.
Yeah, it's a fake smile. Another advertisement.
Especially the girl in the yellow shirt. She looks like she's trying too much to fake her smile.
Have you ever seen... You should come here to Asia. You would laugh. It's just...
Hello?
Totally normal picture. So this is a normal Asian picture. Sometimes they do this thing, sometimes they, whatever, they make little poses. They always have to pose. They take. There's no such thing as a natural photo. It's very funny. Everywhere I've been here, Japan, China, Korea, Philippines, Singapore, doesn't matter. They all do that. Yeah, it's weird.
I watched a program that explained how to distinguish a fake smile from a serious smile. They say when you're smiling fakely, then only your muscles around your lips are working. And when you smile sincerely, not only these muscles, but muscles around your eyes, eye corners, they're working too. So it's just a subconscious thing.
Okay. When I'm really smiling, I smile down to my toes. I can feel it in the muscles of my toes. Okay. Anyway, traveling to the United States. There's of course, Carlos. You may have questions. I talked mostly about university, but of course, there's a myriad of other things you could talk about. Does anybody have any questions about the presentation or about any other aspect of university in another country, or for that matter, of even just traveling. I don't care.
Okay, I can ask you something. I'm not sure. I've never traveled abroad, and I studied here in Brazil, so I don't have this experience. But I'd like to know, you were there, and do you think that students from U.S. or from everywhere, native students, I mean, American students studying in the USA, are they open to foreigners as
Yes.
students?
Okay, wow. That's like a loaded question. For the most part, a lot more than the people that are not university students, okay? That's a loaded question because these
In
are
general.
hard. In general, I would say yes, especially in university. You have a much more open society. American university is like a sub-society. It's not like the real world, honestly. It's a great deal more open and unbiased, honestly. Progressive thinking. Well, educated, dare I say. In general, yes. Americans love Brazilians, for example. You know, you're not going to really have a problem at all. But for the most part, I would definitely say yes. I hung out, one of the guys in my crew, you know, you start hanging out with a group of guys. One of the guys in my crew, one of my best friends from university, like 4 or 5 of us. Actually, 2 of them. I just remembered. Taco Van Uchelen. Are you out there somewhere? He was from Switzerland. Great guy. And another guy in my crew of friends was from Spain. So, and I just forgot that about one of them being from another country. I think it's very natural to hang out with people from other countries. I forgot about it, actually. So, yeah, it's very normal, I think, Raphael. It's okay.
Oh, thank you.
I seriously forgot about Taco. How could I forget about him? Great guy. He was great. He's from Switzerland, and he could speak. People from Switzerland can speak he could speak like 6 languages. It was incredible. He was awesome, my hero. And he skied like unbelievably well. Nader, how are you doing?
Hi, boy.
Hi. Okay, anybody else have any questions regarding going to university or traveling to United States, Canada? First, in honor of Robin Williams, somebody was asking about Canada. Maybe it was in the Verbling chat box. Somebody was asking, is it the same in Canada as it is in America? I heard a joke. Robin Williams, he just passed away. Rest in peace. Robin Williams joke, actually. He said Canada is like having an apartment, a small what is it called? Like attic apartment over the top of a huge party. So, yeah, they're part of the house, but they're just like living in the attic. But they're pretty much part of the house. It's the same thing.
By the way, what happened? What caused his suicide?
Yeah, sadly.
Yes, what happened? What made him commit suicide?
I don't think anybody knows, and the family's staying very close-mouthed about the whole incident. So there's very little information coming out, actually.
I was really saddened by this. That was a really nice guy.
Me too. Yeah, it's a very sad thing. Indeed. Yeah. Okay. Carlos, do you have any questions about whatever? Where are you going in the United States?
I'm going to Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Cool.
Yeah, the northern part. Flagstaff. I don't know if you have.
Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been through there. I don't know it well. Just traveled through basically.
Yeah, it's a small town, so that's why I like it. Because I don't know.
I've heard good things about Flagstaff, actually. That's cool. So, okay. It's not Tempe, so it's not University of Arizona.
No, it's Northern Arizona University.
Right. Northern Arizona. Okay. Cool. All right. That's awesome. Do you have any questions about anything? How much to tip in a restaurant? Or
tipping. Yeah.
Tipping. Yeah, I can usually anticipate that question. Okay, here you go. Obviously, you don't have to tip at McDonald's or a place like that, but any place where people serve you, where you actually have a waiter or waitress, it's normal to tip 15%. You're young, you're a student, you're allowed to get away with that. 15 to 20% of your bill, okay? If you're dining out in a real restaurant where you have a waiter or waitress. Bartenders, you want to tip heavily on your first drink. I go for 100% the first drink. That way, when there's 1,000 other college students raising their hand, he'll come right to you. This is excellent advice for your college life. Trust me on this one.
Okay. Thank you.
It'll also impress the girls. So there you go. There's some good advice.
Great.
Some people tip like just getting coffee, coffee shops, or going to Starbucks or something. They have a tip jar, all right? Where you see this strange thing, a tip jar, that's voluntary. You don't have to give them anything if you don't feel like it. Basically, people put their extra change, coins in there.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do they have a salary? Because here in Brazil they have a salary, and included in the bill we may tip 10%, but it's your choice. You may leave it or not, but they have a salary.
Right. In the United States, they do have a salary, but this is very odd. Each state may have a minimum wage. There's a national minimum wage in the United States, but believe it or not, waiters and waitresses, this does not count bartenders, waiters and waitresses and busboys have a separate, unique, just for this profession, minimum wage. It's different. The minimum wage in the United States is $7.50. For waitresses, it's $2.50. So it's a lot different.
What a sort of job.
Yeah. Yes and no. I will tell you, though, because I used to be a chef, and I'm not making this up, I worked in a very nice, upscale French restaurant, okay? And, a dinner for two would cost you at least $100 minimum. Some millionaires could spend seriously $10,000 in just dinner. Can you imagine that? These waiters, $10,000, and they give you 20% of that. That's just for one table. So it is possible to make insane money, but this is rare.
Are they going to beat you up or something?
This is very rare. Actually, they'll get very angry. They really will, because this is the absolute end of the spectrum, what I'm talking about. Mostly, yes, it's a very difficult job. It's hard work, and they don't really make a lot of money. But so they do get upset if you don't tip. They really get upset. They really do.
Especially if you just
I've seen some things.
For $1,000.
I'm glad it is not the same in Brazil, because they have a good salary.
Yeah.
So tip
yeah, it's
is
kind of sad. It's unfair. I agree with you. It's unfair. I don't like the system the way it works. It's a stupid system because it promotes cheating on your taxes. So people want to give them tips in cash and then they don't claim them on taxes. It's a stupid system, quite honestly. But
why not ban it?
What's that?
Why not ban it?
Well, if I were the president, elect me, Oakley, in 2016. Yeah, you know.
And you will lose a lot of voters.
And do you want to know? Do you want to know why we don't tip here? Most of the time.
Why?
Because as I told you, they have a good salary, but that's not the reason. They may deserve it sometimes, but it's included in the bill. So sometimes the owner of the restaurant may not pay them back. So who knows? That's why we don't tip, and it's not fair.
Yeah, that's not. You're right. Yeah, that's another problem. Owners stealing from the waiters and waitresses. That's also a problem.
Exactly.
I have to go because I'm actually overtime, and I have the next and only English class here on Verblink, so I have to start another class. But we can continue because the next class is conversation class about traveling. Whoa, isn't that wonderful? So,
that's a good trick.
Joint, yeah, neat segue, right? So we can continue the conversation in just a minute while I open up the other Hangout. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.